Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS, and today we are hanging out with the amazing Weltenkinder. But first, we are going to open with one of his brand new singles that is remixed by Thomas Christ. This is Kadisha.
Runs down fresh. The light that twitches in bright colors. Insect strides up and down. Beautiful long flesh.
Hello everybody, welcome to the show. I hope you're doing well. That was the Thomas Christ remix from the brand new Weltenkinder EP, which has dropped last week, and it's got 4 tracks. There's like a bunch of remixes and the main single that is actually dropping straight after this show today. And if you have your autoplay on YouTube, guess what? You'll get automatically sent over with the new YouTube Live Direct. I hope you're all doing well. My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS, and this is our kind of sort of weekly interview with some of the amazing artists that I get the privilege of hanging out with. Yeah? And this particular artist, oh, good Lord. I've been listening to his music for, it feels like 5 years, but that's probably because of the pandemic and all that stuff that happened. I only just realized I've been doing this show for 2 years myself. I thought it was actually 3. But no, I came across this artist, I think first on possibly YML, I think. I can't remember. My brain's fried, and that's okay. You're allowed to have a fried brain. But his styles of music are really vast, from metal to electronic to industrial. There's so much that goes on with Weltenkinder's music. His video clips are really unique as well, and he's been a part of a whole bunch of collaborations with other artists from across all of YouTube. He's a bit of a YouTube slut, if you know what I mean. Gets around a little bit. I'm really starting off well today. So it's really super cool to have him on the show. He was going to be on a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately got the plague, so we had to cancel that. So let's, without further ado, welcome the one, the only, make sure I've got him unmuted, to the show for the first time interview on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Weltenkinder. Oh, good Lord.
Hello.
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 I saw you sitting there. I'm like, oh, he's got something lined up. It's good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jade. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm super stoked because you are a very intriguing artist to me, and I'm sure many other people. There's that you create so much broad stuff that it excuse me if this, I don't want this to come out the wrong way. It makes you very intriguing and like a bit of a international man of mystery. You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool to have you on.
That's because I'm a bit shy.
So and isn't that interesting? Because you wouldn't get that because you create so much unique stuff, and you just don't seem very shy.
Yes.
Well, I expected when I first had a chat with...
It all happens by accident.
Everything is an accident. The entire universe, my friend. We're all an accident. You know what? I want to get this out the way early because we were just talking about this, and it's a bit of a downer, but I think we need to talk about it because this has been an impact on both of us, and I want to get this down stuff out the way because, and thank you, you pointed this out to me as I've only just really woken up. But for those of you who don't know what's in the news today, well, Andy Fletcher from Depeche Mode has passed away at 60 years old. Holy fuck! What does this mean to you, Weltenkinder?
I read it 20 minutes ago, so I don't know. He was 60 years old, and that's way too early.
Yeah.
It's a band of my youth, and for many others too, I guess. And yeah, you have to think what you do with your lifetime, and
we were saying just before the show, it puts every time one of these artists kicks the bucket, I immediately I'm heartbroken that this amazing person is gone, and then I sit there and start thinking, oh my God, I'm only 10 years younger than him. So I get really selfish and think, when's it my number? You know? how do you
nobody knows that?
Yeah. How do you feel about, like, do you think about mortality and stuff like this around these times? You know, does this make you question things when such an influential person like this passes away?
I think everybody have to deal with these thoughts. There's many people who put it away from them, and some others make money with the fear of the people of death, and you sell youth with products, and yes, sickness and mortality is on the edge of the the whole civilization, not for the normal people. So and yes,
It's
you have to deal with these thoughts to become get a free mind, to not let it rule your life because you have too much fear of death.
they say
That's my opinion.
yeah. Well, the saying is fear is the mind killer. And there's one thing that's certain is death and taxes, but you can control fear. That is
Yeah.
the one good thing. You can
Yes.
you can take away the venom from fear. I'm going to hit you with the first question I ask everybody who comes on this show, and Marcus, what does music mean to you?
Oh,
In the deep end.
life, I guess. Yes. There is a quote that with music you can connect to the universe, or to it's physically, it's emotionally, it's mathematical, it's universal, and you can as you said before, Jade, it's a language who doesn't use too much power, or you can connect with people which where the language you don't know, but with the music there's interaction possible on another level, and it goes deep, and you can make you free with music. As if you are younger, you hear music to escape from the reality of the system, or into the realms of fantasy, or you can use it to do work, to get in a flow. On it's universal, and yes.
Has there been a time in your life where music has got you out of a place, a bad place? Can you remember a specific time in your life that music has saved you? You didn't expect
I
that
think-
question, did you?
Many times on different phases of my life. At most, I'm a singer, or I see myself as a singing person, and that gives me self-confidence. That's something I worked for, and something I know I can do. And yeah, if you meet the right people or places, you can connect with the people and make different emotions, or different sorry,
You're doing absolutely fine, my friend.
Begegnungen.
Yes, we've got the translator finally. The translator.
Meetings with people. You meet in a different in a different way with the people. Yes. Or in the youth, you discover other music than you have heard in your childhood, to escape on this journey to your own ego. That's also a kind of saving or transformation through the music of a scene or something like that.
Do you recall the music that was played in your household when you were young? And who were some of the artists?
Oh, I'm grew up in a Christian home, and in the ex-GDR, where the church was not so wanted by the system. And of course, we have famous church musicians in the German history, Johann Sebastian Bach, and his music catched me first and till now. Yes, he was a Christian musician, and but it's music that can heal the soul, or it had incredible power and influenced so many artists. Wow, just wow.
Absolutely. So, were your parents? Did they play a lot of music around the home? Was it something that was always present in your childhood?
Yes, my mother was a church musician. She played the organ, and so I was, as a baby, unborn baby, I was also on the organ seat. and and as a kid, as a kid, I was in the church choir and sang. I have sent you a picture with a trumpet already. The other side of that is my mother tried so many instruments on me, and that at some one point and in my youth I put it away from me. But the seeds were sowed, and it came back to me in on other times and other directions.
I'm just grabbing these photos here. I actually forgot to grab them, but that's okay. So I'll hit you with the first question, then
Yes.
third one we're up to now. So, hang on, before I go on. So, has that music that was played in your household, has that influenced your style today? Do you feel those influences coming through in the music that you make?
I think so. I'm not so the music theory guy. I work a lot with my hearing and with harmonies who felt right and hear right. Of course, you learn after the time what a chord is and a chord progression and such things. But at the end, yes, that's me with a trumpet.
There's Marcus blowing
at
his
a
own
nat-
horn.
nat- in a nativity game. We had a nativity theater at Christmas, and this was at the home from a friend in where there was a break, and I played him some Christmas carols with the trumpet as a surprise with the costume. And he shot this picture.
So you were saying, so the music from then, it's shaped, it's influenced your music now.
Yes, the harmonies and with a feeling, I guess, and yeah, you learn if you produce music, you always learn something new with every production if you open it and don't just use samples and put them together. And I think you it felt sometimes like you hunt a feeling you will reach with the music was what grabs you, what's in you, and that's because you have heard something that touched you in this way, or great music before you want to reach such a level or something like that.
It's really interesting because I feel like I'm in a very privileged position sitting here on YouTube each day talking a load of crap and talking about apps and stuff, because I get to see, I feel like I have this view overhead of all these amazing artists getting better and better and better and better. And it's amazing, like from my time that I've known you, to see your rise through all these songs you've released, from covers to originals and collaborations. And then to have this new EP, the first EP that you've finally dropped. Can I ask, before we get into the EP and stuff, do you remember the first album that was given to you as a gift, and the first one that you purchased with your own pocket money?
Yes. The first I was given to me. That was from my mother, from Leopold Mozart, the father of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, the Child Symphony.
Wow.
His as a record.
On vinyl?
And in vinyl, yes. Amiga, GDR pressing.
Nice. I'm just...
Yeah. And the first album I bought, this was from Roxette. The Look. I know that this was the 90s.
What a jump.
Yeah, in my youth, and yet now came the story. I lived in the rural in a village, and you had nothing. A radio, of course, okay, but it sucks. And one guy, he was older, and he studied in the near of the Poland border. And in Poland, they have a black market and they had a bootleg label called Takt Music. And you have a market with tables full of cassettes of all sorts. and this guy took a whole block of boxed paper, and the people wrote them which album they had, all from Depeche Mode and Metallica, and he goes over the border and came back with a sea bag full of tapes and sold them to the people, made money a little bit, but and you get it music from the world, because in your little village, and heard it. And yes, the song The Look, I guess it was 1992, was in the radio, and that catched me. And then I bought an album of Roxette, and the first albums of Roxette were really good. I think that today it's one melancholic rock pop songs, and yeah, good musicians.
I remember
Swedish music.
I remember watching one of my favorite films is called Hedwig and the Angry Inch, and it's this weird musical about a German trans person who grows up in Germany with no rock and roll before the wall got torn down, and how hard it was to get rock and roll. And she loves rock and roll, and her mum won't let her sing rock and roll in the house, so the mother would let her kid put her head in the oven and put the radio in the oven to listen to the GI's rock and roll to sing along. Yes. And I think people forget too just how much has changed in Germany, because
yes.
The wall only came down, what was it, 1989? Am I right?
Yes, 1989. It starts with the border to Hungary, where many people flew. And 99, the Mr. Gorbachev opened the gate.
Yeah,
as Reagan said in Berlin before.
Am I right in saying this too? Like a lot of people, I think, give Gorbachev all the congrats for pulling it down, but it was actually the people who started to dismantle the wall before he came in and opened the gates. Is that right? You'd know better than me.
Yes, it was also the church who was the church in East Germany was featured from the West Germany church with money, and they bought, they give them the Westmark dollars or capitalistic cash, because the GDR mark and the ruble or something was worth nothing.
Yeah,
you couldn't bought anything with them, and they throw people in the prison politically, and the West government bought them, and then we give them, and you could $10,000 also or something. And in the church, you have had a kind of safe space. That's not so true, but if you have other thoughts as young people, you could make music, and it was not so regulated as on the streets or in other places. So, and there started this movement to go on the streets, and they wanted more freedom, and everything depends on the Soviet Union, because they wouldn't allow that. But from Moscow, no instruction came, shut this down. And this was the year with the massacre on the Tiananmenplatz in China.
Yeah.
With the students. They were overruled with tanks. No? And this could also happen in East Germany, if you know.
I think people forget, people look at what's happening around the world now and go, oh my God, there's so much bad stuff going on. This stuff's been happening forever, we have continuously been in this world where there's things happening that, and there's triumphs and there's misery and stuff, but there always is triumph. And in relation to music, as somebody who was young and into music, did you feel like once everything changed in Germany, that you were able to create music, that you were able to express yourself more?
Yes. Of course, I was very young.
Yep.
I was 12 when the wall came down, and then my youth started before I was a child, and that's what a whole other freedom. It was also difficult because you have to deal with a new system who take the goods from the East Germany, but not give them the support to own things.
Yep.
Okay, but you have more freedom if you to develop your horizon and get technology things, and you have more freedom for the mind and also for creativity. It started then,
and more freedom to get your first album, which was Rock Set. See, I knew I was going to tie all that up together
as a Polish bootleg. Yes.
Brilliant. All right, you know what I'm going to do now? We're gonna play a track, and we'll come back and we'll say hello to everybody. So but this is called Fire in the Rain. What I'm going to play now. This is it says here symphonic metal, so we're going to get a bit metal, and then we'll come back. Yes. We'll say hello to everybody here in the chat. Thank you all for being here, everybody, today. So you want to chill out, rock out, and we'll play this track. I'll just make sure everything's lined up. And we shall see you back here in about approximately 4.57 minutes. So enjoy. This is Fire in the Rain. Boom.
Flames of fire, come again. Take my pain and make it fade. Flames of fire,
Boom. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. So that was Fire in the Rain, and it just shows so many different styles. Not only does Marcus do great electronic music and all that stuff, but great metal also. I can see him sitting here at the moment. Let's bring him back in. Someone's got a new face filter app. I love it.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's great. Tell us a little bit about that track, and then we'll say hello to everybody. How did that track come about?
It came because the mom show from Metalhead Hippie
Right. There you go.
that challenged me because I was not into metal at all. I'm more in the goth scene in my youth and electronic stuff, and also in the 90s the techno and trance and this stuff came also, but also Rammstein have founded themselves, and I found this guy on YouTube as I searched for some phonic metal backing tracks called Danny Tormone, and he has this style that connects with me. I heard some tracks of him and felt I can do something with this. And I wrote the text or had a fragment of this fire and rain and duality, and yes.
For somebody who doesn't do metal, you do it pretty damn well. So that's awesome.
It's music. Metal is also music.
It is, yeah. It's closer to classical than any other music out there. I've always believed that. Like, people go, "Oh, metal's stupid. It's noise." It's like, you do realize that metal's origins is classical music. It absolutely is.
If you have the luck to be open-minded enough, you reach a state where you recognize there is good and bad music in all genres.
Yep.
And not no, that's I hear no hip hop because it's I am a metaler.
Absolutely.
I'm only metal also or something. Yeah.
Let's say
Thomas.
Oh no, go for it. What were you going to say about
Thomas Christ mentioned it in his show, and he said it correctly. I'm a singer, a vocalist, and yes, I produce tracks, and but if some tune catch me or I connect with this, it makes the most fun to find a text and a melody and a singing style, or to make a song out of it. That's the greatest fun.
It's interesting, you know, I've had people through the years go, "I really like that death metal stuff you listen to, but I just don't understand the growling and stuff." And it's like, I would always say to them, you don't want to understand it. Trust me, because what people are saying in those growls, sometimes you don't want to hear that. And if I was singing some of that stuff with a singing voice going, "Dig up the dead, have sex with the corpse," it wouldn't work. So, you know, everything has to...
That would be a cool genre.
Yeah.
If
Theatrical metal, theatrical death metal.
Yes. It doesn't exist.
Don't tempt me. It'll become my new project. Let's say hello to everybody who's here in the chat. Thank you all for being here. So if you want your name called out, now's the time to write something, yeah? Say anything you want so I can call you out. Sai, effing good to see you. Black Covers is here. Lou Reality. Laurie's Mishmosh. Liz Nagy, Feisty Feather, the Lily Pillies is here, PJ Kobe, Joe and Barry Glenn, Mr. Smith says something, Lou Reality says something as well, Thomas Christ is here, Auntie G's here as well, hello Auntie G, who else did I see, Scott Borthwick is here, also I saw Pete Johns here earlier, Gregory O'Sullivan says, "G'day Marcus," there's a whole JDL, anything you want, really, don't say that, Paying to Get is here as well too. Dan Ekberg. And Pete has to say something else, of course. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. Very nice.
Doug
Thank you.
Kidder. I'm Stephen Tucker. Thank you guys for putting something in the chat so I can call you out. It saves me scrolling up because I'm shit at multitasking, believe it or not. All right, well, Tom Carrera, I see, types an LOL. I'm glad you're LOLing away there. What I want to ask you too next is about picking up music. Did you start learning? Hello, Sean Chandler as well. I don't want to miss you out. Did you start learning music in school or anything like that? And the ultimate question, did you get forced to play the recorder?
The recorder?
Yeah, you know, the wooden flute that normally in every school it's the first instrument they force you
everything
to.
starts with flute. Of course. As I said earlier, my mom tried so many instruments on me, and it was boring. And yeah, the singing and the trumpet are the two things that last today. Some of my tracks, earlier tracks, are the trumpet in, and the last time I worked on my production skills. This is just the third thing I developed in the last decade, I can say. And but I have the piano and guitar and accordion, flutes. Yes, everything was tried on me, but I had no no discipline, as I run out from the house and play football with the other kids, or go in the woods and play it also.
So you were experimented on with instruments, and it didn't work. But then, so what was it that clicked in that made you want to play instruments? Was there a moment where you just needed to do it?
It's the soul or the emotions with the singing. As I discovered the growing goth scene after the wall came down. My mother gave me from Franz Schubert Die Winterreise. It's a classical German piece of music with just piano and lyrics from a young man who goes through a winter landscape and make his journey, and lost his wife, and he wants to die, and it is so goth. It was so goth, and I sang it, and it reflects my emotions. So, and with the trumpet, we had so a little combo, and to make music with others is one a whole other thing for me. Also emotionally, as to practice for hours, or to can play a song for someone other. It's not so satisfying. But with others, and to see the power of music, what brings the joy to the people, or can make an event more brighter, or that's that's good. That makes sense. So what made sense for me. And yeah, I'm not so the theoretical guy, but if I heard something, a melody, or a noise, even the noise, I could, as a little child, or 2 or 3 years, I could name the cars who drove by the sound of their motors. I said, this is this car, and this is this car. This sounds so. And if I hear a melody, I can repeat it, or it's like a more direct connection. I can now read also notes, sheets with music a bit, and understand it, but it's abstract. With hearing, I can much better interact or sketch ideas or get to something together.
You mentioned about the goth scene, and I think it's something that's overlooked. Like for me personally, I always loved music when I was young and was singing when I was young and all that. But it wasn't until I found the heavy metal scene that I started to actually feel like I belonged somewhere in the world. And that a feeling of belonging gave me the opportunity to write music, and it happened to be metal. And, you know, in scenes of music, they're very particular. You like this scene and you have to like everything in it and nothing kind of else when you're young, you know. So did you find, how was finding the goth scene, did that open you up, and how did that affect your life?
Yes, also there was an Depeche Mode, of course.
Yep.
They were big already in the GDR, because I think later I thought after that, and because of the melancholy, and so it clicks with the people, and somebody wrote sometimes Depeche Mode is the greatest German band of all times because there's so much German fans.
Yeah.
And this was a start. Before was Kraftwerk, who also the techno scene said there were pioneers. So, but they also had dystopian texts and fear of radioactivity, and we are all robots, and such things that also you can find in the goth scene. Yes, that's me with Caro in this times. Caroline in the goth before we go to the goth party.
I thought it was the appropriate time to put that up.
Yes,
because
I found it, and yeah.
Because around this time too, I mean, you had, as you're saying, there were scenes opening up that were starting to mesh. You had rave parties, you had electronic music, you had goth scenes. Then metal started meshing with electronic music, and everything started to blend in. Do you think you are a product of everything that is blending in? How music has blended? Like, did that affect your music today?
Yes, I would say so, because I had ideas and always wanted to have a band project or something that I can do with all the musical things that happened in my life. And now it's my first EP that it came out. And so the pandemic and the meeting with Ed B was like the breakdown of a barrier in me, or I said now or never, and I produce and I have the time, and I take the time, and I'm luckily I have a partner who will support this. And I produce song after song in the tempo that's okay, but it has to go out. I have to swim myself free from just consuming or dreaming of making music or release music. And the experience, you know, that you need the feedback to get a realistic feeling.
Yep.
For yourself, and the ability to grow or to develop something or to navigate. Otherwise you're dreaming and it's abstract, or you're a fan.
Absolutely. And I want to ask too, so how would you define Your name's Marcus, for those who don't know. But how would you encompass the world of Weltenkinder? What is? And hang on, I want to get this right too. Do I say it right or do I say it wrong? Is it Weltenkinder or Weltenkinder?
You said it right. Weltenkinder.
Yes.
Translated, yeah, it means the children's of the worlds. There was another project before who was mentioned as Wendekinder, kids of the change, who has a reference to the wall come down and we were kids as the new systems came, and in the new system where the change happened, there was this famous song Wind of Change from the Scorpions, who is
Awesome
connected
song.
with this time. And that fit doesn't know because I'm no longer a kid, or but this the idea to connect this also to the star constellation of the Cassiopeia, with the logo, or the only constellation who has a letter as a symbol, needed that the first letter is a W. And I'm a digital native of the 8-bit generation with a C64 from Commodore.
Yes.
64, and the first consoles from Nintendo and Sega. And the journey that are rolling on, or we are just at the beginning with the internet and alternate identities, and you can have an avatar or be something different than in real life, or can make with the avatar a living or a business model, or art, or NFTs. And the mentions means you have different worlds where you still a humankind, also not a kid, but it's also important to behalten, not lose your inner child in this world where so much happens, and look here and hear that, and it's too much overwhelming, and you it's a danger to lose yourself just consuming.
Yep.
Because there's more than you can ever consuming in 3 lives from the time. But you have also navigate through this in the real life and in the internet, and so that's declaration of Weltenkinder, the children between the worlds, or of the worlds, of different worlds.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because we consume. We are thrown so much and bred to consume, and it's one of the reasons why I want to do this show every day, to encourage people to create, because you can't, if you're only consuming, you fall out of balance, and it's like if you hate so much, there's no time to love. So you need to be able to create. To keep balance. Balance is very important, no matter where you get it, because it's everywhere in life. It's night and day, it's sun and moon, air and fire. Everything has its counterbalance, and it's the same with consuming. But the powers that be just want to bombard us so hard to keep consuming, so we forget our identities.
Yeah, and another thing is that in a time we lies directly before us, or we get into this time where machines will take the process of work and create for the government, and in spaces of life where you have the freedom, or you must do something and not only get your minimum money and to consume on, or you must do something to develop or get to yourself. I feel it felt for me so. Otherwise, you get you are nothing, or you are a one or a zero, or okay, that's extreme.
No, but I agree 100%. You know, thankfully though, machines are still pretty shit, and they're not.
Yes.
They're not really good at making music themselves. They're not good at making art. They try, but without us, they wouldn't be able to do it. So we still do have control over them. Still, thankfully.
Yes, but it's on the other side. They give the ability to be free and create. If you had to see what you get to eat next day, you have also no time to create or be creative. So it's a bit of both.
They play a great role because, I mean, so much of what we do now to create is reliant on technology and iPads and all these things. They are a fantastic extension of ourselves. The minute that we are expected to merge and become one with them is the moment that we head down the wrong path. I believe that because they are, you know, like anything, it's having an extension to make yourself better. It's like, you know, being a rock star. You see these performers, they in general life, like a big celebrity, they're nobody in real life. They're just a general person. But when you see them on a stage, the lights, the technology, everything makes it's an extension and makes them bigger than what they are. And that's what technology does. Yeah. It definitely. I'm going to play another track, and we're going to come back and start talking about your new EP. And I'm going to do this one instead. I'm going to play this track. So this is Synth Angel. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this before I start to play it?
Yes, that's a track from Vortex from Mobile Music Pro. He has the sample packs and make competitions.
Yep.
And this is a track who instrumentally came to one of this from his sample packs.
Awesome. But
I knew I have to write a text and bring it to another level. And sometimes the images of the video or footage also inspired me from the other side. I say, hey, I have here an angel, and this is synth, and let's write a text in this direction, or try this, or. And so this came together for me, and yeah.
Awesome. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Kick back, grab your beverage of choice, and we shall be back in about 4 minutes' time. And this is Synth Angels, so enjoy. See you in a second. Boom.
I yawned, the moon fell into my mouth. I stretched and gripped the horizon. Oh, I grew taller than north to south, and brightness are in my eyes.
Synth Angel by Weltenkinder. And I'm so happy I am saying it right after all this time. I always wondered that, and now I have it answered. And we have a Synth Angel with us now. What happened? You grew wings during that song.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic track, and that's the thing too. I remember. I'm pretty sure I remember you. Were you on Patreon with that song? Was that during or not?
No,
No,
that
no.
was Replicant as I.
That was that one. Yeah. So
Another, yes.
I had that one in
was
my
a bit earlier.
Yeah, sure. So let's get into the new EP. Let's talk about it, because not only is it a new EP, it is your first EP. How exciting is it for you to finally release music on all the platforms?
Yeah, it's great. It's felt also as break free, or a long time. It was a long time goal or dream, or to make this. And on the one side, everyone can do this now because of the internet and changes, but the time feels right for me, and it came with the wonderful remixes of Thomas Christ, the Lily Pillis, and Lithium Vandal. It came all together, and now after my first interview, because of my music, the video will be released, and that's a milestone for me. Yeah, and
I'm really.
It feels right. Right now, it feels right.
I'm really excited about it, because you get to see around all the shows that we have here in this community on YouTube. You see your music everywhere you go, and for the longest time I was thinking, when is he going to release an album like this? You are such a prolific songwriter. You create so much.
I was not sure if you like my music, or
really.
I'm not. You showed it. Maybe it was an insecure of me, but I'm not so metal. I'm different, and But
I love all styles of
you like
music.
it. That's nice.
No. Well, as I was saying before about scenes that you fall into, I was very close-minded as a young person. Very close-minded. I was metal and nothing else. But thankfully, I went to music college where you get forced to play other styles. And I'm so thankful that I did, because I still see people now who listen to metal and are very closed, and it's like, it's only got to be this. And it's like, no, you have to open yourself up to everything. Even stuff you don't really like, because there may be something in a particular song. Because not everything is awesome. Not everything is awesome. Maybe not techno Russ. And Russ has put, what about techno Jade? For some reason, there's just one style I can't get into. And I just wanted to say hello to Russ, who's here. I think I saw a couple of other people who've joined too. I just wanted to reach out to say Audible Video, and who else? There's someone else I saw too. I can't remember now. I'll find you. I'll find you and say hello. But I do love your music, so don't think that. I love it so much. But it is so exciting to see. As soon as I saw that you'd released an EP, I went straight to Apple Music and got it straight away. I reckon I was probably one of the first, because I'm like an eagle eye like that. What I want to ask you about this EP, I think it's really exciting that we see so many people do collabs. Oh, that's who it was. It was Boomer Bass Meme. Hello, Boomer. You see so many collabs throughout this community of people doing covers and originals. I really love the idea of you doing remix collabs. So how did all that happen for this EP?
Yeah, this track I wrote with another guy 2016, and the parts were there, but it never feels right to release it. Or I knew that it would be a good track, but my production skills lacked, and as we talked earlier, sometimes you're stuck so much in the music that you're not objective anymore, and you have to put it aside or wait if someone reawakened the spark of it, or you can see it from a different side, or go another way again on it to it. And Lithium Wendel I met in Thomas Christ's show.
Yep.
And his tracks, I heard it. And from thematically, immediately I knew I need a remix from this guy, and I made a remix pack and export stems and the MIDI and insert also VST as instruments. Make a project. I asked him which DAW he used. And then it was still 2 months or 3 months before he said, "Okay, I do it if you want it so much." But I had the energy to keep asking him, and I the feeling that is important that something get moved with it. And I got his remix and was blown away, and that forced me to improve my mix in a way that I can say, okay, this can stand to each other. And then I thought, no, just one remix, and if you want to release this, and it could be you need more remixes in this quality. And I asked Thomas, who was very nice, and said yes. And it seemed I run also with many from the Lily Pillies Open Doors. They say, remix, sure. Why not? And why no one, as you asked, does remixes? I didn't get it. Because it's in you can do with your own creativity. You like music, or you connect with other people's tracks, and you can learn something, and you feature support the people if you do it. And it's of course it has to be on a quality level where the original can compete with it. But let's do more remixes. I'm open to it. I have done also one for Ron Ward.
Oh wow!
But I'm from his song iOS More, but I'm not sure of if he releases it. I think next week I will publish it, and that's okay for Ron.
Awesome. Weltenkinder and Ron Ward. What an interesting mix. I love interesting mixes, because I thought when I saw the EP drop, I was like, yeah, Thomas Christ, Lithium Vandal, definitely two, not similar, but in the same kind of, I can see how the marriage works. And then I was like, Lily Pillies? Really? Wow, that's it's interesting. That was the first song I clicked because I was just interested to see what it was going to be like.
We both know we like Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
And they have also songs like Master and Servant, or A Question of Lust, or in a darker romantic way. And I knew that many, this is not too much for him also.
So the EP is available now. There is a link at the top of the chat and in the description. So make sure you go and stream it, listen to it. Go listen to it a lot. Put it on replay. I'll be doing it for the next 48 hours, so at least you get $1.50 from me. So
Thank you.
I do that for everybody who comes on. Most people don't know. Everyone who comes on the show, I put your album on my repeat on Apple Music for 48 hours. So you get a grand total of $1.47. Because, we do get underpaid as artists, even though I hear that things are going to change in that respect. So I want to ask, what is your primary recording setup? What is your process? What do you use? Is it an iPad? Is it Mac? How do you make your music?
It's both.
Right.
It depends. Again, technology improved a lot, as you know, for creating music, and I have bought the first M1 MacBook as it came out because I had the money, and
Nice.
this is a piece of technology where I, at the first time, had the feeling I can do my thoughts or my inspiration transform into music, or cut videos, and without limitations from sides of the technology. And that's you know that that's a thing of the company Apple too, because it started with Steve Jobs, who said we make something for creative people, where if you have thoughts, you must find a way from the side of the artist to get it done with the technology also. And Windows is frustrating sometimes.
I'm sure there's a lot of people right now going, "What? You can't say that about
Yeah,
Windows."
it's a polarizing thematic, but I'm a Mac guy or Apple guy. End of the story.
Done. No arguments.
Yeah, and I started around 2007 with a crack of Cubase SX3 this times. Yeah, it's a huge learning curve with all the possibilities in a real DHW. And as Cubases came out for the iPad with the ability to export projects into Cubase to mix it, because the plugins are still better in my opinion. It changes, and the AUV3 on iPad are going other ways, and that's cool. And you can make audio tracks and take the MIDI and double it, or find a way to combine both worlds. But the ability with the iPad create a arrangement or a song idea on the couch, or on in the forest, or on a beach, or is so much more life quality,
Yeah.
especially if you had a Pentium 2 and and has to brought different hardware together and drivers, and yeah, you can. Felt more like you can be free in your creativity, and then the mixing, and I do with M1 MacBook and Waves plugins.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because before I started this show, and built a studio to actually do a show, and like have this dream of having a TV kind of studio, I felt I was far more creative when it was just me, my iPad, a guitar, and an interface. I'm far less creative with all this stuff around me. Sometimes I actually feel more claustrophobic and under pressure, waking up each day in a room full of gear, and then I see it and think, oh, I'm not using it to its fullest, and then it affects me mentally. And it's one of the reasons I've bought a drone recently, to get out of the house, to stop feeling so overwhelmed by all the instruments around me.
But you have a whole other workload with all your streams. That would be made way too much for me. Or you cannot do both. Be brilliant creativity and running such a business. That's or you have to split it in times where you do it. And I believe it, if you are going with a guitar in the nature also, there came the ideas earlier as in your studio with a tech, or I can feel that.
Totally. And, that's why I try and do shows where I write a song on the show. And I make you all suffer watching me write a song because it's the only time I get to do it, That's it.
That's a good tactic that you do it this way. And I find it interesting because I think it's also another energy with the community in the back, or reflecting some things, or while you're creating, as you get another feedback. I think, or it's
Russ says here in the chat,
your own creative way.
Russ says in the chat, let me find it. I've lost it. I like the limitations of iPad. And yeah, it's true. There are limitations with iPad. And I think what's really cool about it, but at the same time, it's a bit of a bitch. It makes you have to think outside the box with an iPad, because some things are a little bit harder to do, but it gets your brain actually working, and it gets the cogs working in your brain. And when your brain is spinning, it helps you with creativity too. Absolutely. Where are we? We're at 8:20. So, folks, we're going to end the show a little bit earlier today than normal. We normally go 2 hours, but we're only going 1 hour and 45 minutes today. So we're going to play another song. Should we? Yeah, we'll play another song. I'm going to play another track from the EP, another remix. I'm going to play the Lily Pillies one now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about apps and wrap everything up, because after the show today, folks, turn on your autoplay on your YouTube app or on your desktop, and then straight after this show, you will be dumped unceremoniously over to Weltenkinder's channel to check out his premiere. So if you've got autoplay on, you won't even need to click a link. My show will send you straight over, and we can all go raid. I know YouTube don't like me saying raid. It's called YouTube Live Redirects. What a mouthful. But yeah, so set your autoplay and we'll send you all straight over. But now we're going to play this one because, as I said, this was the track I was super interested in, and you just premiered this last night for me. As soon as I saw it, was like, oh, Lily Pillies remix. And I was so interested to hear this. So let's jump in and check out Kadesha, the Lily Pillies remix, and we shall be back with you in just a few short moments. So kick back and enjoy. See you in a minute. Boom.
Runs down fresh. The light, it twitches in bright colors. Insect strides up and down. Beautiful, long flesh. Lovely thing with rosy cheeks, I lead you to the torment sweet. Oh come, thou pale, tender, wet flower, let's drink thee from the holy grail indeed.
Kadesha, the Lily Pillies remix. And again, like all of these remixes are totally different from each other. I really love that about these tracks. Welcome back, Weltenkinder. Who's there's heaps of Weltenkinders. They're everywhere. You're multiplying by the second. Hello, Gortium, who's been here watching silently in the chat. Silent Assassin. I want to ask you: do you have a handful of iOS apps that you use and go to that make you feel good, happy? Be it music, be it whatever.
Yes. Of course, I'm prepared for this question. Because,
You've seen the show.
Yes. I for photos or so I use Superimpose X.
Superimpose.
That's the name
X.
of it, and it's Photoshop for
oh wow.
an iPhone. There is a subscription model. There's a version with a subscription model, and there's one without. For
this one's $7.99. Looks like this one's the paid for one.
But you have different layers, and you can do everything what you need. In my case, like Photoshop. You have text layers, also masking.
Can you remove backgrounds?
Yes.
Where has this app been all my life?
If a person is there, it's a one-click operation.
Oh.
They have added. It gets updated, and you have also the ability, if it's not automatically correct, and some. You get lost the ear or something, you can draw it manually back, just the ear in this layer, restore it, and it's a bit fiddling in the menu, but they have simplified it. At this time, I had learned the menu, how it takes, and you need no other thing. On the quality, it's also important that the images you import have the same resolution if you export it, and you can PNG and JPEG HQ high quality export, and I can recommend it.
Superimpose X. I'm just looking it up here because I want to know the US price. See, $7.99 is the Australian price. So $4.99. That's really cheap for being able to remove. A lot of people want that, so I'm going to get that. Thank you. And yes, I know Audible Video. It's probably been around for a decade. I wish I could keep up with all the apps, but there are how many apps on the App Store? 800 million or something like that.
Yeah.
What else do you have
in your
bag of tricks?
All, or I have also workarounds with 3 apps to remove backgrounds and add layers and so. But this is all things in one app. Yeah.
Awesome! I'm getting that. What else do you have in your bag of Weltenkinder tricks?
That could be interesting for you, Jade. It's called Videolat.
Videolat.
An app. Do you know it?
No, I don't. Is it one word or 2 words? Let's see. Videolat editor.
One
there
word.
Is this it? Videolat editor? No?
Yes, genau. It's exactly.
Excellent.
And you can import photo or snippets of video and make your color grade, make a LUT, and you can export that
into
and
LumaFusion.
Into LumaFusion. Yes.
Nice one. This is wicked. This is exactly what I've been looking for.
You get different things out then as a tweaking in LumaFusion via the editing. It's
watch out, Reality.
I thought on a drone footage or something you can make your own LUT or your own preset.
That's beautiful. So you've already given me two lovely selections and ideas for shows. So I love you, Weltenkinder. Thank you so much already. What else do you have to throw at us?
Yes, the third app after the pandemic, or you knew it if you watched my channel from the beginning, would be Pokemon Go. Because yeah, it's you can meet real people in the real world, and oh man, it's they said it already, I know, but it's it's the thing with two worlds who came together with this AR technology. And if you go to a city where you never were, and you have a map uh, of the city in the game, and you can see places with photos which objects in the game, and can discover the city with the game. And you can meet people who are also playing this game, and there's a connection that also it's a success. And I'm not played so excessively, but yeah, it's good.
Look, I love Pokemon Go. You can see I've downloaded it, I've used it, and when it came out, I was living in America, and so it was really fantastic for me because I didn't know my way around. I was living in Bloomington, in Minneapolis, so I would go out with my Pokemon Go to go and explore places, and it was just the perfect app for that. And I can't tell you how many people I met in America just walking around, because everybody was doing it when it first came out. Everybody was on Pokemon Go. So
it's a socializer also.
yeah.
Next app is Typotastic.
Typotastic. Testing me now. There it is. I'm doing all right. I'm finding them all today.
And you can create. It's free, I guess, or
it's this one's $7.99 Australian. So that's $4.99 US and UK.
Okay, then it was free when I grabbed it. Okay, but you can create 3D titles with it, and you can change the font and the size and the way of the movement. My Pokemon Go videos with when I started have some intros with it, and you can also do a green screen background to the.
Oh wow!
And then you can export it and use it in LumaFusion, keyed the green out, and make an overlay of it. I thought it was free, as I get it by $79.9, but there are not too many apps that where you can do this 3D thing with it, and it's
yeah. Well, $7.99 is my price. Remember, Australia, we live in the future, and they charge us future prices. Way too much because of the dollar's strength, but that's a thing. Was there anything else before we move on?
Or waiting, put it on a waiting list when it drops, or get a discount.
Well, I'll try and I'll save all these and reach out to the developers so I can do shows on them.
Then I have two websites.
Nice.
The BPM tool online, because if you made a collaboration or grab a backing track, you are not knowing how much BPM it is, or how to work with it in this way, that you can set the bars and add your stuff to it. And
what's the link for this?
BPM tool online.
Oh, one word.
In one word, I think.
BPM tool online.com, I'm guessing. Let's see if it works.
And you can put a file into it, and then
I can't find it.
I am looking to it.
Oops, let me just do this. Have some background music. BPM tool online. Let's see if I can find it this way. Holocentric, is that it? No.
No. Ah, I see.
Beats per minute
That's
online. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. I think this is it. Is this it? Beats per minute online?
Mm-mm. It's a site where you can drag and drop a file into it or upload it, and it shows you the BPM and the key of the track.
I'll try and find it and drop a link into it, or we can do it afterwards and drop a link into the description if anybody wants to find it, because we've only got about 10 minutes time left.
Okay, and some people asked me because of the font where my channel name is written, and there are some websites you have to Google Unicode text converter. And the thing is, you don't have to change your system language to write such thing because it's in the code. And there are websites where you can simply write something. Yes, exactly. And then it shows you in different fonts in Unicode fonts, and you can copy paste it and use it in a chat, because everyone has the same song. And
I love this idea, and I knew this is how you do that. But the worst thing is, you can, once you've done that, you can never tag someone. We can never tag you because of it.
you can tag someone with a PC when you copy and paste it.
Yeah, you've got to copy and paste it.
But not with mobile. That's right.
So now you all know how to have unique individual a tag on YouTube, just like Weltenkinder does.
There's also an app who is called Phone Keyboard, where you can link with your iOS as a system phone, and then you can choose it from your normal phone keyboard.
Yep, I think that's it there. Am I right? I think so.
So you don't have to go to a website and copy paste, so you can make it from your phone. Also,
there's heaps of them, I'm sure, too, on here. I'm sure I've had a bunch of them over the times. All right, well, we are coming up to the end of the show because you have a premiere coming up in about 5, 6, 7 minutes. So I'm going to hit you with the last question. First, well, I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you so much. I've wanted to have you on the show for such a long, long time, and I'm so glad we got to do it. So thank you, firstly, for taking the time out of your day and sharing a little bit about who you are with us, because you are a little bit of a international man of mystery. Hopefully people here have got to know a little bit more about you, and that's really cool. I'm going to hit you with the final question that I hit everybody with. I'm sure you've had to write down an answer for this because it's such a hard question. Marcus, if somebody was considering becoming creative, when would you suggest them to start doing so?
Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. I want to give a different answer as the usual, because everyone has experience with music in his life, and you have to know some of your backgrounds to create now music. So think what inspired you as a kid, or what influenced what you liked. If you stuck in a production hole or something, sometimes it's necessary to go a step back to find a way to go forward. And you have it now, do now, of course. But yesterday is also a good point to search for inspiration.
Absolutely. I'm just queuing up this. Weltenkinder. I had it set, but it's not here now. Let's see if this works. Yes, I've got this. Cool. So, look, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Folks, Weltenkinder's EP is out now. His YouTube channel is in the description. All of his contact details are there. If you're not subscribed and all that stuff now, what the fuck are you doing? Get over there and do it all now. Get all the goodness and go and support Weltenkinder's music and go and, stream it. Buy it if you can, because, a lot of work has gone into it, absolutely. So support the artists that support you, yeah? I'm going to go out today with a track. So as I said, folks, turn on your autoplay and you'll be sent straight over to Weltenkinder's show. And remember, during Weltenkinder's premiere, turn off your autoplay. And then you won't get to see some crappy video that you don't want to see afterwards. So just turn it on. As soon as you get over there, turn it off. Alrighty, so anything else you want to say to everybody? We're going to go out today with your collab with Ed B called Hope, because I think it's a beautiful song and we all need some hope in this world. Anything you want to say to everybody here before we say goodbye?
Russ, I love you.
Perfect. That says it all, really. You've summed everything up. Thank you so much, Marcus, for being here. You are really cool. Your music's awesome, and it's been a pleasure to get to know you. Please hang on just at the end of here, and I'll say goodbye to you offline, only for a brief second so we can get over there. And everybody, thank you for being here. You guys rock. Thanks for supporting the channel as always. Next week, there's no interview, but there is something really special happening. All right, this is a collaboration with Ed B and Weltenkinder. It's called Hope, and I will see you on the weekend for the opening hour. See you later, everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you much, Jade.
Not a problem at all. Love your work. All right, let's do it and head over to Weltenkinder's premiere coming up. All righty, let's do it. See you later, everybody. Boom.
When we were all abandoned in sadness and despair, as our courage laid on bleeding and dark clouds were in the air. When the lies were told as truth, respect and dignity far off, only thoughts of
folks, coming up in 15 minutes time after Weltenkinder's premiere, I'll be over on Pete John's channel for the Creator Town Hall. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you over at the Weltenkinder premiere. You guys rock.